Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome to my nightmare. Anyway, I am going to make one more attempt to put the regular type of freeze plugs in the Mustang. I have a freeze plug tool. I have been working on cars for 50 plus years. I have never used one of these before, but the theory behind it's pretty obvious. The striking rod has a small bend and a ball end on it, and then the tool has a ball end there, and then there's a ring that goes on that tightens it, and this is the removal part. I don't need that because I don't have any problems getting them out the normal way for me. I'm going to give this a shot, and if I don't, I have these waiting in the background. Every time I look at those stupid things, it reminds me of the old Top Gear where they're driving their junker 4x4s across Africa, and they're followed by that Volkswagen Beetle, which one of them is going to have to drive if their 4x4 fails. And of course, they all hated the Beetle. That's just how I feel whenever I look at those things. But you know what? These fit in snug before you even expand them, so I don't doubt they'll go in and they'll seal it and the engine will be fine and it won't leak. There's just something about those things, like Clarkson, May, and Hammond with the Beetle. I do not like those things. So anyway, I've got the freeze plugs in the freezer. And one thing about the freeze plugs I got, they have a crown in the middle. They're Dorman plugs. I have installed a lot of freeze plugs, and I don't ever remember them having a crown in the middle of them before. They were all just cupped. And anyway, the tool does not work because the side you're hammering on doesn't have a dish in it. So it's not going to fit properly unless I hammer that crown out. So I hammered it out of one of them on the anvil with this hammer here. And I have two hammers out here today. I got a 2-pound ball peen, and I have this short handle 4-pound drilling hammer. I'm going to put RTV on them because it stays slippery longer than what I would normally use. And I think I'll get under it with the tool and get the angle set first, because they're not going to stay frozen for long. I mean, it's a chilly day out this morning, chilly for us here in Arizona, 55 or so, but they're not going to stay frozen for long, especially considering how much I have to fiddle with them. So anyway, let me get the tool set, let me get a plug out of the freezer, and I'll see if we have any luck with them. All right, I don't know if there's any way I can get this in view when I'm doing it, but I got my freeze plug out of the freezer, and I'm going to smear some RTV on it. And I got my tool set. I got my hammer sitting down here. I'm going to try and get this stuck up there. And I'm going to get, of course, it's just such, and of course it falls cup side down, and now I can't pick it up. All right, I got a magnet because that's the only way I'm going to get them up off the floor if they fall cup side down, which of course this is me, so they'll do that every time. Sorry, I know there's such a small area of access that I can't get my hand, and it fell out, and of course it fell cup side down again. All right. They're not going to sit in there long enough for me to get the tool up there. I don't think. They're just going to keep falling out. I tell you, this is just so awkward. It really is. All right. I think I want to put the tool on the other side of these. I don't know if that'll work. Let's just try it and see what happens. I'm going to start with the 2-pound hammer. Am I getting any kind of happiness out of it? Well, of course, I'm in on the one side first. I'm going to have to go. And of course, now the tool's flopping around loose. Jeez, what a pain in the tush this is. And I watched some videos, and of course, everybody who's demonstrating it is doing it on a vehicle that is engines out or straight six where you have easy access. don't think I can keep that tight. Can I come in on the other side of these hoses? Like that, maybe. Well, that does appear to be going in. I've got a bunch of shit dropping. Every time I hit it, I have dirt crap dropping into my side of my face and in my ear. Let's see if the bigger hammer will help set that a little bit. What do we think? What do we think? Is that flat now? My God, that's in. Holy shit, that is actually in. That is actually flush with the block. I'll be dipped in shit. Okay. I almost want to stop and celebrate. It's Miller time. It's 9 a.m. and it's Miller time. That is actually flush with the block. It really is. That lip is not sticking up at all. All right, I mean, I actually prefer them set a little bit under, but I don't think I'm going to get that. I think if I try and go in with a much smaller tool, I didn't think to see how much that tool, let me see how much that tool, dang it, how much does that tool sit up above the edges of the block? Oh, it's still up a little bit. Let's see if I can set it in a little more. Oh dear. That's definitely set below the surface now. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me see if I can change the camera around. It's hard to get the light and the camera in there at the same time. Can you see that? That is actually now set a little below the surface. That set in really nice. I'm very happy with that. Let's try another one. All right, I think I got that one in there pretty good. I know it's hard to see. This one was one of the toughest one to get to on this side, I think. Although this one back here is partway underneath the exhaust manifold, but at least you can kind of see it a little bit better. But that one's in pretty good now. It wasn't as easy as that front. I knocked it sideways or in far too much on one side. Then when I tried to square it, it would go sideways, and dropped it on the floor 5, 6, 7 times. But I did finally get it in there. So see if we can do that back one now. I can't even express my shock right now. That back one is in. It was a little harder than the front one, but not as hard as the center one. And that tool is a winner. I'm telling you. I was not expecting good things from it, but it proved me wrong. It is an excellent tool for this. Got to tell you, that was far, far, far easier than I could have ever possibly imagined. So all 3 freeze plugs on the driver's side are in. While the jack is in that position and I have the most room on this side, I'm going to get the motor mount plate and the motor mount back in and tightened up. And then I'm going to swing the jack around. And it's kind of tougher to do because I've got the off-road jack under it. But the off-road jack, the height available to it makes it so much easier. I'm going to stick with it and just try and slide it across the concrete. I think that'll work. I'm going to go have a cup of coffee and think about this. Today's a Friday. Maybe Friday is the day that my guardian angel is on duty, and my devil that harangues me has the day off. So maybe I ought to keep going on this, but I'm going to have a cup of coffee and think about it. Okay, this side is done. The motor mount plate is back in. The motor mount is back in. The cross bolt is still out. And I even spun the oil filter back on, and I've moved the jack to give me the maximum amount of room on the other side, where now I have to pull the starter out and find out what my dog's barking about over there. I think there's somebody on the roof repairing an air conditioner, And it's probably what she's barking at. It took me longer to put that motor mount back in than it did to get those 3 freeze plugs done. It's just like, not like I had a choice, but just saying. All right, I had taken the front freeze plug out on this side already, and the back one, where's my flashlight? The back freeze plug I had knocked sideways so the coolant could drain out, and the center one I had not pulled at all, and of course that one is the one that is hard to see right up in there. And then I've been trying to scrape all the loose scale out of it, and you can see what I got here. This is all the loose scale I pulled out of that behind those freeze plugs, and it is a lot. And I'm still not quite done on the back one, but a bunch had fallen in my face and up my sleeve. So I thought I'd take a moment to get out and clean up and show it to you. And then we're going to put the freeze plugs on this side in. And then I think I'm not even going to bother fighting the motor mount over here today. It'll be well past lunch by then, and I think I'm going to be happy that the freeze plugs are in and come out tomorrow and put the starter and the motor mount back in. But let me get this cleaned up and we'll get those remaining freeze plugs in. Well, there's the first one in place. That went up on the first whack. I'm sure I'm going to have to fight the other two a little bit more, but I got to tell you, this tool turns a impossible job into one that's just a pain in the ass. And to me, that's what specialty tools for. They're either to turn a pain in the ass job into an easy one, or to turn an impossible job into just a pain in the ass. And this one certainly fulfills this purpose. 4 down, 2 left to go. Okay, I now have all 3 freeze plugs on this side in, and it's funny how things work. This one went in, the one in the front went in on the first try. The middle one, I tried 10 or 12 times and I could not get it to start. So I put some more sealant on that plug, put it in the very back one, and it went on the first shot. Got another freeze plug, came back to this one, and it probably took me another 30-40 minutes to get that one in. I mean, the tool's fighting with me, hammer's fighting with me. I even think the ground was fighting with me at one point, but I finally got it. I think that one freeze plug took me longer than the other 5 combined, but all 6 are in now, and they're all in well, and I'm a happy camper. And I'm gonna knock off now because I am beat up, and I am gonna come back tomorrow. I'll get the starter back in, I'll get this motor mount back in, and get the cross bolts back in, and we'll call this miserable job done. So I came in and had lunch, and I came back out, and I was going to look at something else, and I got to see this. And so I'm going to say the heck with this, and I'll be back in the morning. All right, next morning, and on the menu for today, hopefully pretty simple. Put the starter back in, put the motor mount in, let the engine down, get the cross bolts for the motor mounts in, and call it a day. And the motor mounts on these are quite the pain in the tush. I don't want to go launch on a rant about Ford, but because I like Fords. I mean, I've owned 5 Fords. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't have owned so many, but sometimes working on them is not as easy as it is working on something else. Anyway, time to shut up and get to work. All right, my friends, I am done. Motor mounts are back in, starter's back in, that cross member that goes across is back in. I even cleaned all the crap and grease off the stuff. And this part of this job, this whole job of this car, that part with the freeze plugs is done. And I can't tell you how happy I am about that. The only real difficulty I had this morning was the cross bolt in the passenger side motor mount. It took 10-15 minutes of wrestling to get it to line up. One on the driver's side slid right in without a problem. So go figure, you know, go figure. Anyway, I'm happy that's done. As far as the tool is concerned, I gotta say it performs superbly. I don't have a single bad thing to say about this tool. I did not use the freeze plug puller because I don't see a point of it, but I don't know, it might work fine, might not, don't know. But the installer part of it, if you need something like this, and it might not be a big chance that you do, I went 50 years of automotive repair and I never needed any one of these tools. But if you do, the chances of you getting the job done without it are probably slim to none. This tool, I hope I never have to use it again, but I think it has earned a place in my shop and I am absolutely going to keep it. I may wind up giving it away at some point, but right now it's going to stay because I really appreciate a tool that performs its function well. It's also going to go in my list of recommended products and I'll put a link to it below. And I'm going to move on. I want to review that. I couldn't really use it, but that's just me. I'm going to review it anyway because I do like it and I do have another purpose for it, which I will cover in the review of it. But anyway, when I get back to this, I'm going to leave it on the ramps for now. A couple of reasons. One, it raises it up to a better height for me. And secondly, for some reason, I have no brake pedal. And I think that's my fault. I think I just did a crappy job bleeding it, or I sucked lines. I sucked air into the lines. You know, I ran the master dry when I bled it. I'm not worried about that for right now, but I do want to probably fix that next. And I have to remember where I was on it because I really don't remember what the last thing I was doing on it before the freeze plugs. I may have to go watch one of my own videos, which I really hate doing. Anyway, next video is going to be something on the CJ7. Then we're going to be back out here again, and I'm going to try and get this project going because good memories are coming back, but way too many bad memories are coming back too. I hated working on this car, and I still do. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.